So, what did the end of the world look like to someone, well, nearly 1,000 years ago? I'll tell you one thing, you can forget what you've seen in the movies. We're about to dive into a vision of the apocalypse that is, honestly, way more intense, detailed, and just profound. All right, so we are stepping directly into a 12th century text, and this isn't just some story somebody made up. No, this is a recorded vision, a literal step-by-step account of the final judgment of all humanity. It's an incredibly powerful glimpse into a medieval worldview, a time when the end of everything wasn't just an idea, it was a vivid and frankly a terrifying reality. So, how does it all kick off? Well, it's not with a whisper, that's for sure. It starts with the complete and violent unmaking of the entire known world. I mean, this is Act 1, total cosmic collapse. The text puts it with this chilling simplicity. It just says, the elements were shaking with horrible motion. Just try to imagine that for a second. The very building blocks of reality, earth, air, fire, water, they're all just thrown into total chaos. It's a vision where the fundamental laws of nature completely unravel. Okay, so here's how this unraveling of creation happens. First, you get that violent shaking of the elements we just talked about. Then, fire bursts out, lightning is searing the landscape, and every single mortal thing dies. Creation itself is just wiped clean. And then, after all that unbelievable violence, a great, tranquil quiet falls over everything. It really sets the stage for what's about to happen. All right, so out of the ashes of that old, destroyed world, a whole new phase begins. And this part isn't about destruction anymore. Now, it's about assembly. We're talking about a great, solemn gathering of every single human soul that has ever lived. And then, you hear it, a divine command, a voice so massive it's heard across the entire broken world, calling out to all of history. Oh, you people who lie on the ground, rise up. This is it, the universal summons, and nobody gets a pass. So what does resurrection even mean in this vision? It is not symbolic, not at all. It is literal and it is total. It doesn't matter how you died, if you were consumed by fire, eaten by wild animals, lost at sea, doesn't matter. In the blink of an eye, every single person is restored, whole, complete, back in their own body. Not a single soul is missing. So now you have all of humanity, from the beginning of time to the end, resurrected and gathered together. And this is when we arrive at the central moment of the whole vision. This is the final judgment. This is where the deeds of every single soul are finally laid bare for everyone to see. And almost instantly, the moment humanity is gathered, it splits. Two totally distinct groups just appear. On one side, you have the chosen. They literally shine with brightness, and all their works of faith are right there, shining openly. And then, on the other side, you have the damned. They just appear in blackness, and all their works are exposed as pure darkness. And the vision gives a really clear reason for this separation. It's not random. It's a direct, unavoidable consequence of the life each person led. The text says their works, their actions, their whole nature are very dissimilar. This is it, the ultimate irreversible fork in the road. So after that great separation, the final sentence is passed, and there are no appeals, no do-overs. There are only two possible outcomes, and both of them last forever. For the chosen ones, the ones who were shining with that light, the verdict is just stark and simple. These will go into eternal life. And for the damned, those who appeared in that blackness, the sentence is the perfect, terrifying opposite. These into eternal punishment. So, okay, what do these two eternities actually look like? Well, the chosen, they receive what the text calls celestial joy and great glory, and they get to join the armies of heaven. The damned, on the other hand, are stretched to eternal hell, where they'll be with the devil and his angels. The contrast couldn't be more absolute, right? It's unimaginable bliss versus unimaginable torment. But you know what's interesting? The vision doesn't actually end there with judgment and punishment. There's this fascinating final act. After all that terror, after all that finality, something new begins. Out of the ashes of the old world, the world itself is reborn. So what is this new creation like? Well, all the filth and blackness of the old world are just gone. The air, it says, will glitter like the purest gold. The land itself will be firm but gentle, with no more torment or hardship. Even the sky is different.
The sun and moon shine with this new, reddish gleam. And maybe the most profound part of it all, there will be no more night.
And the vision wraps up with this statement of just absolute permanence. The time for change is over. Everything is set in stone. As the text says, for with the world having ended, they are now unchangeable. So as we step back from this really powerful 12th century vision, you're kind of left with a big question, aren't you? This incredibly detailed account of chaos and judgment and renewal, where every single action you take has an eternal consequence. What does that tell us about our deep, enduring human need to believe that in the end, there's some kind of moral order to the universe, that our lives ultimately have meaning?